Welcome to episode 551. Today we're still on the customer retention journey. I believe yesterday we did a slight intro to examine some of the factors that are absolutely necessary for you to retain loyal customers. And so today we're going to explore in some detail some of the things that are involved. Now, if I remember correctly, I think yesterday I stated that you can't have customer retention, that is, happy customers, loyal customers remaining with you and doing business with you. You can't have all these dynamics occur unless you have customer satisfaction and customer success. Yes, customer satisfaction and customer success. Now, you'll find that if you read the business literature involved on these sorts of things, you'll find these concepts referred to by many different names, but the underlying idea is still the same. Customer satisfaction just means, are your customers happy? Are they satisfied? And then the other one, customer success. That means, did your customers achieve the goals for which they bought your product or your service for? So, if customers are happy and they achieved success with your goal, with your product or your service, then the likelihood that they are going to hang around and do repeat business with you, the chances are much more higher. So now let's look at a concrete example. And I think it's something I referred to when I wrote a blog post about this. It's also published on my handle on Nairaland. So the example I gave is for a mom who uses diapers. Now, for those of us who are just coming out of the baby phase, because my youngest is currently 4 years old, so it wasn't that long ago that we went through the whole diaper thing. You're looking for diapers that are affordable, and you're looking for diapers that extract moisture and keep the baby fresh for long. Because, yes, when you guys are at home, you can change the baby as often times as you want. But then when you are on the road quite a bit, like for instance, when the family is traveling from Abuja to Makudi in Benue State, it should be a 3.5 hour trip, maybe 4 hours max. But then when you're traveling with kids, children get bored, you have to stop to buy snacks and things of that nature. So it's not a trip that we can always make in 4 hours flat. And it's not convenient trying to change the little one in a car that's moving. And there are not many outfits along the way that have nice enough bathrooms that you can stop and then change diapers. But then, of course, you can stop, change the diaper in the car. I mean, if the baby doesn't poop, then that's not much of a problem. You just change the diapers because the baby pees. But bottom line is, the average Nigerian mom, I think, is looking for diapers that, in a worst case scenario, assuming you guys have to do something and it's going to be a 4 or 5 hour sprint, you want to be sure that baby is not going to develop nappy rash. And so those are the things that we're looking out for when we buy diapers. If you don't have kids, these are some of the wonderful things that you guys can look forward to. And it is my prayer that you guys will join us soon in the parenting adventure. It was my prayer that you guys will join us soon in the parenting adventure, because there's a lot to look forward to, not just from the baby stage, but beyond, because we also have another kid who's pushing 8 years old. So if you don't have kids, we're looking forward to you guys joining us. And yes, that includes you, Serafina, who I've referred to time and time again on the podcast, one of my students from the Evolve Africa business session, who is now a listener to the podcast, a regular listener to the podcast. So yeah, Serafina and the rest of you listening to the podcast, we're looking forward to you guys joining us as well in the parent adventure. Now, where was I? Okay, now, if you're a customer, assuming you sell baby stuff, you have a baby store and you sell diapers. Now, if they're looking for something that is affordable and keeps the baby clean for long, and you think you have any number of these sorts of things available, and you provide them to the mom or to the dad, now, let's say this is what happens. You give them a trusty brand, and that brand gets full every 1 hour. So that means mom is changing or dad is changing the baby every hour. After a while, you run through a pack pretty quickly because they're not much. I think about 80 or 90 in a pack. I can't remember anyone that does 100 in a pack. But if you're changing every hour and you do, okay, Okay, in the waking hours of the day, you have maybe 16 hours. If you're changing every hour, well, if you're changing an hour, let's say you could be going through 10 diapers in a day, 10, 15, maybe 20 in a day. Now, that's a lot of diapers. So if you had a pack of 80, you're going to be done with the pack of diapers. Sorry, I've lost track of my math. We're going to be done with the diapers pretty soon, and then the parents are going to end up spending a lot. Now, if money is not an issue, but then they forget to change every hour, then baby is eventually going to develop nappy rash. And unfortunately, nappy rash can be not only inconveniencing, but sometimes if you don't catch it early, it leads to that really violent nappy rash where it looks like blood is coming from baby's bum. Now, the doctor has assured me repeatedly that that is not actually blood, because on my little one, we did run into this problem. For the firstborn, we didn't have any problems with nappy rash. But for the second child, yes, we had some of those issues. Now, the doctor assured me repeatedly that it is not blood, but I can say for a young parent who is experiencing this for the first time, it's very nerve wracking because down there it just looks really sore and it looks really bloody. But the doctor says that's not blood. Anyway, that's besides the point. Now, if the parents run through this experiment with 5 or 6 range of diapers that you have recommended to them, if you say Molflix is top of the line, use Molflix, they have this problem. And then you say, okay, use this other Nigerian company, and then they have this problem. And then they say, okay, try the South African brand, and then they have this problem. And then they say, okay, try this South African brand, try this UK brand, you give them Huggies, and then they have this problem. Now, what's going to happen is this. Mom and dad are not going to remain with you for very long because as far as they're concerned, they're looking for a product that will keep them happy and that works. And all the products you've recommended so far are making them not happy, in fact, decidedly sad in the case of diaper rash, and they don't work. They don't meet the promise that they were designed for in the first place. So what's going to happen is that mom or dad eventually is going to move on to another store. They'll think maybe the products you're selling are fake, and so it's time to look for another store where they have the original stuff, the good stuff. And this is how people lose clients on a daily basis, not just in Nigeria, but all over the world. Number one, the client is not happy. And then number two, the product didn't say what it was supposed to do. So whether you sell cakes, you sell diapers, you sell photocopiers, you're a wedding photographer, you're a sales consultant, you're a primary school teacher, essentially, this is what your problems start boiling down to. And then people start leaving your school, or they get another photographer, or they move to another store where you can buy more, better diapers, original diapers, or whatever the problems may be that the parents think they have. And this is how these two factors contribute to customer retention. Because on the flip side, if you're able to give mom and dad diapers at the price that they're happy with, you promise them it can last 3 hours, but then they take a Makudi trip, they've been on the road for maybe 5-6 hours, and it looks like baby is still dry, and there are no incidences of nappy rash, then they're going to be very happy because in this case it has exceeded what it is that you promised. Although I will recommend that when you guys do join us as parents, please do not keep the diaper on for 5-6 hours. Even if you can handle it, please don't do that. Sometimes not all babies are very comfortable, and then of course the absorbency thing is not as if it absorbs everything 100%, so it makes some little ones really uncomfortable. So even if you find that brand that could do 5 or 6 hours, please keep that brand for emergencies only. Don't let that be the daily practice that you put the diapers on at 6 a.m. in the morning and then you don't change them until 12 noon, and then you don't change again until 6 in the evening. So where was I? Yes, so on the flip side, the price is right. It does exactly what it's supposed to say. And the chances are that mommy and daddy in this case are going to keep doing business with you so long as baby boy needs diapers. And this is the magic of customer retention. If they start this journey with you when baby is brand new, at 2 weeks old, and you are the sole diaper person that they keep using all the way through baby being 6 months, 1 year old, 2 years old, 3 years old. Most Nigerian parents will stop the diaper thing between 3 to 4. Let me say 2 to 3, more like most Nigerian parents will stop the whole thing at about 2 to 3. So if you have happy customers, each time the family has a baby, that's going to be a 2-year journey. And now let's assume that on each pack of diapers, I don't know what the economics are. So let's just assume that, okay, let's just assume that every month when they come to buy the diapers from you, because they're going to be buying every 2 weeks or so, buying diapers. Let's assume that your profit on that is going to be, let's say, 5K. That is not 5K that goes into the bank account now. That is 5K, 5,000 naira, that is going to go into your account every 2 weeks for the rest of the month. Okay, a month has only 4 weeks. That's going to be every 2 weeks for the rest of the year for 3 years straight. That is dependable income. That is income that you can bank on. I mean, it's not a subscription, so it's not like you can guarantee that that's going to be the income. But if you have regulars, regulars, people who seem to show up time and time again. If you have regulars, a family of about 10, 20 people, that's a sizable chunk of income. It's not every month that all 20 people are going to show up. But let's say out of the 20 that you call your regulars, on average, 12 of them show up every month. That is consistent income. That's almost income that you can bank on and that you can plan on. So, paying the office rent, paying your sales boy or your sales girl, paying the security guard, paying cleaning bills, what else? Buying recharge card for your phone so they can call your customers, because follow-up is really important. All these things become easier. They don't become so much of a problem. That's because you have customer retention working in your favor. Now, this is the reason why the beginning of keeping customers loyal with you for a very long time starts with these two simple concepts. What did I say again? We're talking about customer retention. And the concepts are customer satisfaction. Yeah, are they happy? And then customer success. Did they achieve the goals that they set out to? With a little bit of creativity, you will find that you can diagnose these concepts with, you can look for examples of these concepts to whatever business you run, whether you sell cement or you sell spaghetti or you run a mama put or whatever. You can find that these dynamics apply, and that's why you ought to take these things seriously. We've done close to 15 minutes already, so I'm going to bring this episode to a close. Maybe tomorrow we're going to start looking at practical examples about how you go about ensuring that people are indeed happy and that people did indeed achieve success with your product or service. Because remember, the goal of this series is to make sure that we know how to plan for this and we know how to deliberately make sure that these dynamics are occurring, that people are happy and that people are meeting their goals with you. So thank you very much for listening to today's episode. I'll catch you guys at the next one tomorrow. And in the meantime, remember that you guys can ask me anything by sending me WhatsApp messages or Telegram messages on 080-6466-2140, and the country code is +234. Again, the country is Nigeria and the country code is +234, and the number 080-6466-2140. Thanks for your time and attention. I'll catch you guys at the next recording.